Hi there. Good morning. Welcome to Ridge Haven Life. My name is Ian, and it is a breezy, cool, crisp fall morning in the mountains of Mendocino County here. And I'm heading to the greenhouses, and I thought give you all an update of what's going on with the various projects. Some background, because growing conditions are unique for everybody, and then also especially critical during winter. And so, just to describe a bit of the growing environment that I have up here, so it does get cold, relative to what I'm used to, having spent most of my life in Los Angeles or San Francisco areas of California, where it is very moderate, doesn't get too hot, doesn't get too cold. But up here in the mountains, definitely have four seasons, and so it does get colder than what I'm used to, but it doesn't get that cold. It does snow once or twice a season up here. It does get below freezing, but generally not deep freezes. But there's a fair amount of frost, and there are times that the lows do get into the high 20s, so just below freezing. Kind of when I mentioned to people like, oh, I've got a winter garden going on, a lot of this thing like that's just not even possible with the 4 feet of snow that I have. So I don't have that sort of a circumstance here. And another thing that's worth considering is I have greenhouses, and so growing in the greenhouses, it does extend the summer growing season by quite a bit, and it enables some pretty critical protection from the frost and the freeze during the winter, as I'll point out during this tour. All right, so let's kick things off in the citrus greenhouse. And so the citrus greenhouse is especially critical when it comes to making it through the winter months. I've got 4 orange trees here, and citrus does not do well where it gets below freezing really at all, and so this greenhouse really is meant to provide enough protection for the orange trees to really make it through a night where it does get below freezing. And the greenhouses, they're not sealed by any means, but what I found in the past 2 winters is that this space holds in enough of the heat from the day to really make it through the night without allowing it to get below freezing in here. And so far, so good. These orange trees have been in the ground for 2 years now, and I'm getting some nice fruit development. This right here is a Caracara variety. It's a sweet pink orange variety, and so nice to see these fruit developing. And in my experience, these are not going to turn out just right. The trees need to mature at least another year before the fruit has the texture and the flavor of what you'd expect from an orange. So far so good. In terms of the experiment of growing citrus in a place where it does snow, so far so good. Elsewhere in this citrus greenhouse, I've got all the zinnias that are still looking nice, but definitely heading towards the end of their lives. So I'll be deadheading these to save the seeds for next year. And I got these raised beds that have blueberries in them. And the blueberries did make it through the summer, which was nice to see. Hopefully these will take off, and in the spring get to have some nice fruit developing. And I want to point out that the walls of of at least two of the three greenhouses needs some work. This material that I used to kind of seal the upper part of the walls to create a four-season greenhouse here. You can see this material is just getting shredded in the wind. It's creating some openings. Got a nice window up there. That's about to tear off. So this material will need to be replaced with something more durable. Got it going on over there as well. But for right now, I'm not concerned. Still quite a ways away before things actually get below freezing, when I'm going to rely on this greenhouse to really kind of seal in enough of the heat from the day to make it through the cold nights. Getting these sealed will be critical for that. But for right now, it's not critical. In terms of pests getting in through here, the main pests around here are a deer, and the deer aren't going to be making it through the windows unless got some reindeer that want to go flying through and go noshing on some oranges. So moving on to the nursery greenhouse, and some things that are going on in here. So first up, on this side of the raised bed, this whole area is my broccoli patch. And these are all broccoli that I started from seed. And I used seed packets that were from 2020 or 2021 with varying degrees of success. So here you can see some nice sprouts coming up. These right here were transplants from areas that I had sown a whole lot of seeds, and a lot of them came up. So I thinned some patches out to spread. To spread the broccoli, because if you don't thin them out, so if you've got a circumstance like what's going on in that cup right there, if you don't thin them out, they'll crowd each other out and get stunted and not do so well. Just kind of continuing to see these little ones pop up. Got a lot of them popping up in the variety that I planted in these cups here. But it's also getting to the point where I've got a lot of broccoli plants, at least 20 plants at this point. Like for right here, I'm going to thin this out, but I'll probably just toss aside the sprouts that I won't end up growing. Just because I don't want too much of a good thing. Absolutely love broccoli, but there's such thing as too much of a good thing when it comes to managing this kind of stuff. So, moving along, this down here I just discovered this morning as I was checking things out in here. And this is a volunteer sugar snap pea. Not sure, how a seed would have ended up there, but it's liking it. And gonna put up a trellis for this to climb. And that's exactly what I had done over here. So this is a sugar snap pea that I wanted to keep going. So it is it volunteered, sprouted right from the base of the black smart pot. So I put up this trellis, and it is climbing up really well. On this side of the greenhouse and these raised beds, this is kind of the berry patch. I recently trimmed back a lot of the boysenberry. So this is the boysenberry, and it does really well in here. Had a wonderful boysenberry harvest earlier this year. And so as I cut back the stalks, had an idea of, let's just see how it goes if I plant them outside the greenhouse. So there's a patch of dirt just on the other side of the the VW bug, that I basically just put put the stalks, put the sticks in the ground, and we'll see if they take off. And if they take off, if the deer will consume all the berries or whatnot, but we'll see how that progresses. Got potatoes along here. Still have a bit of time before I can start harvesting. The leaves really haven't started turning yellow en masse, so still have a bit of time before I'll be harvesting some tomatoes. And over here are two more sugar snap peas that volunteered. So there's one coming out of the soil over there, and the other one is coming out of the hay on the other side. And these two are climbing up really well. Got a nice flower. That's the first flower. And so I'm pretty excited about that. Absolutely love sugar snap peas, and really am surprised with how many volunteers have popped up. But hey, that's really great. Got my beautiful wall of snapdragons that definitely needs to be cut back, although giving up a lot of the color, at least temporarily, to keep this as kind of an orderly hedge. So short-term cost, but it's absolutely gorgeous. On this side, there's this vine of Cinderella pumpkins. So there's 4 pumpkins left, and this is nasturtium. So that is going to crowd out really anything else during the winter. The nasturtium just goes crazy here. So got these pumpkins, and there were 2 more. You can kind of see the footprints of where they were, and the neighbors. I offered them some pumpkins. They offered me some potatoes, and so we had a nice little exchange. Yeah, and then this area here, I had spread a whole lot of onion seed, and really am not seeing anything pop up, which is a little disappointing, or maybe it just hasn't gotten cool enough, or something's just not right. So I'll need to figure this out. In these 2 spaces here, I transplanted some broccoli from the other end of the raised bed a couple days ago, and these are really struggling. So these are not going to make it. But as I was mentioning earlier, I've got plenty of broccoli, so I think that's all right to not have those taken off. All right, so moving on to the tomato greenhouse. And this is where I've been spending most of the time in developing a winter garden. And the sun is just starting to hit the roof here, so it's going to start warming up pretty darn fast. Okay, so things are overall looking pretty well in here. These are Brussels sprouts, and have them held up against the wind with these bamboo sticks. The wind during the winter storms, it comes from the southwest in that direction, as well as from the north. So these leaves just make great sails, and so the plants get pretty hammered by the wind. But these sticks seem to be doing the trick in holding them up. And then let's see if I can show this. Actually have some Brussels sprouts forming. So you can see kind of a little ball in the elbow of these little branches. Those are the Brussels sprouts. So pretty cool to see those. And on the other side here, this is red Russian kale. I'm going to be making some kale salads and kale chips with that. So looking forward to having that. In these cups, in the middle here, I planted some kale seeds, and they are not really coming up. So looks like this might be the batch of kale that I'll have to make it through the season, and that's going to be more than enough for me. And who knows, the seeds may surprise me and start popping up. And this row here is where I planted spinach seeds. And you can see nothing's coming up in here, and some are coming up in the cups for the rest of the row. And here's a good illustration of I guess, germination rates as a function of how old the seeds are. So in these two cups, I planted seeds from 2017. And nothing came up. So those seeds were 8 years old. Nothing's come up so far. Whereas these seeds are from 2021 and got a bit more that have actually come up. So definitely a better germination rate with the newer seeds. So this arch here, so these are beans, and I've really struggled with beans the past two summer growing seasons. And even though it is late in the season, you can tell that these plants really struggled. I think I've identified the culprit. It's a cucumber beetle, which looks like a green ladybug. And they really go to town on eating these leaves. So for the next summer growing season, that's something that I'll definitely need to address. And I've started doing some research online to see how I can manage that. All right, so got some the broccoli starts that I planted. So these are developing pretty well in their little bamboo stick prisons. Here you've actually got some flower developing. And just to promote growth, I'm actually gonna just have a little broccoli snack. Oh, the first of the season. Oh my gosh, that is so good. So this row here is where I planted a bunch of beet seeds, and kind of the same thing going on in terms of the germination rates. So in here were seeds from 2017 and 2018, and there are no beets coming up in here. This over here is actually a volunteer dill. So I'll leave that as is. Doesn't look like any beets are going to come up here. Whereas in this cup, got a couple beets. And beets, they can grow close together, so I won't need to thin those out. But nothing came up in these next cups, and just one or two in here and here. So it looks like I get a couple beets that actually germinated, but not nearly as prolific as the broccoli that came up in the other greenhouse. And on the other side here, in these two rows, these are Brussels sprout seeds, and there are no Brussels sprouts that are coming up. There's some nice weeds that I'll take out, but this space, none of the Brussels sprouts germinated. So I'll need to do some research to see if it was something that I could have done differently to get a better germination from Brussels sprouts. Do have a whole lot of borage volunteering, which is great. I love it. And the pollinators love it, but I don't need a whole lot of it. So there's some borage, as well as these patches over here. Last winter, this whole half of the raised bed was just filled with borage and dill volunteers. And I absolutely love dill to cook with it, just the smell of it. So I'll definitely be leaving these dill to thrive. But I also want to grow some other things. So I will be keeping the dill and borage at bay a little bit more than I've done in the past. And these this wall here is also been blown out by the wind, and I put this fencing up just as a temporary patch. So the deer, this is a height that the deer could jump in. The other greenhouse, the windows, the openings were way up there. The deer aren't going to make it up, have a 9-foot clearance. But this is less than 4 feet, and they would definitely be able to jump in, and that would just create a whole lot of havoc. So looking to prevent that by at least just having that fencing up. And as an illustration of the unique growing conditions that I have here, so it is mid-November, summer is well over, and I still have tomatoes growing. So this is a volunteer tomato, and it is still very much producing fruit. I harvested about 20 tomatoes off of this yesterday. So there was a lot more red, but you can still see that there's quite a bit, especially for this being the middle of autumn. So those are doing well. I'm going to leave some fruit in this general space. Hopefully they will seed, and I'll have some more tomatoes popping up next year in this space. And then this is a shishito pepper plant, and again, another one of your summer vegetables, but still holding on and producing well into fall here. So, and it's been a little while since I've given an update of my battle with the perennials that I've been waging in this raised bed. So the background is that when we first came to this property 2 years ago, we weren't sure what it was going to be like to grow in this growing environment. It was very new to us. And so we got a bunch of perennials and planted them all in this raised bed, and weren't really sure what would do well, what wouldn't do well, and everything did well. Everything did really, really well, a little too well, in fact. And so in the spirit of wanting to have more space dedicated to food-producing plants, I cleared out a lot of the perennials and moved them into the black pots that line the walls of this greenhouse, as well as the nursery greenhouse. And perennials are very hardy. They live for multiple years, and some are definitely more hardy than others. Just because you take out the plant doesn't mean you've actually kind of gotten rid of the possibility of them coming back. So here's a good example. So this is a root that I did not get out when I cleared out this bush earlier this year. And so this root just merely sprouted another sprout. And so I had to take this out because if not, I would have just been left with a bush that I've been trying to eradicate from here. So this is an example of how hard it can be to eradicate perennials, and this is actually a pretty good sized root that was left in. This probably could have been much smaller and still would have produced a sprout. So. And this space over here had a whole bunch of yarrow, and that I'd gotten rid of a whole lot of it, but not all of it. And so there were little yarrow plants popping up that I cleared out the other day. And now I'm just noticing that other bush that I was just showing you, the root coming out. Here's another one that's coming up. So I'll have to dig that out and get the root. And Then kind of the quintessential perennial that is really difficult to eradicate is mint. And in this part of the raised bed, this was all mint, mint and lemon balm. So earlier this year, cleared all that out of the mint, and was pretty open to the idea that I was not going to get rid of all of it. To get rid of every little piece of mint root and lemon balm root is pretty much impossible unless you go through and sift the dirt, and I wasn't about to do that. So now, a couple of months later, you have some mint that's popping up here. Got lemon balm here, lemon balm, lemon balm. And so for each of these, I'll need to dig down and find the little piece of root that was left in, and get that out, and hopefully eradicate the mint and the lemon balm from this space. So continuing to learn, and lesson learned that perennials, at least in this growing environment that I have here, generally do pretty darn well. All right, well, that is going to wrap it up for this mid-fall greenhouse garden update. I'm off to clear some ditches of some leaves, so going to go grab my trusty leaf blower and a couple of rake hands to get me through that project for the next couple hours. All right, well, thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Have a great rest of your day. Take it easy and take care.